Did a now lost civilization once have access to laser cutting technology? Although initially one might scoff at such a suggestion, once presented with the many pre-flood ruins which still dot our planet, particularly those left within modern-day India, the question soon appears valid. Ruins such as Kailash Temple or indeed the many others found within the Ellora system. Man-made monuments once cut straight from the earth, flawless and glistening with excruciatingly executed details and symmetry. Not only was the artistic vision of the builders awe-inspiring, but how they accomplished such fine finishes, or indeed such intricate detail, escapes our modern understanding. And although these temples and the many other megalithic features, such as the enormous stone chariots within Hampi, once pulled by entire herds of elephants, are all astonishing relics of this forgotten world, the real jewel in the crown of ancient India and this now lost civilization's accomplishments therein, undoubtedly the caves, Kondana Cave. Tucked away within the small town of Kondana, it is predictably little shared within academic circles. Ultimately, we feel due to an absence of any explanation as to how such a feat was achieved, carved with such precision. It appears as if to be a modern architectural structure. Yet the reality somehow somewhere within our distant past, a group were able to manifest this wonder straight from solid stone. Although many within the funded world will attest to them, being created from sheer determination and laborious suffering, pinned upon archaeologically studied groups within our distant yet more recent, and as such better known past these ancestors, thanks specifically to our depths of knowledge surrounding them, thanks to the many funded and recorded archaeological excavations, were clearly incapable of such feats. Again, academia would appear hoisted by their own petard. In their efforts to claim to have the answers, they have left themselves no way of explaining anything which contradicts their already established position. Another great example of this ignorance to reality made by funded individuals would be the Barabar Caves, also found within modern-day India. Clearly cut with the same or similar technologies, most likely by the same civilization. These, instead of the grandiose decoration upon the many temples, and indeed Kundana Caves, however, are featureless cavities. Thus, since the flurry of modern interest began, have caught the attention of people interested in finding out just how precisely they were once cut. Scanned with modern laser technology, they were found to be of a level of precision only measurable or indeed executable with laser technologies. In conclusion, to actually suggest that these features were not in fact cut with some form of laser leveling technology seems the lesser of the two possibilities, yet due to reinforcement made via many funded conclusions which neatly fit within current paradigms, this reality has been overlooked for decades. Fortunately, however, the more that is exposed in regards to their incredible characteristics, and the more of them rediscovered and brought back into the light of day, the closer we get to this hidden truth, finally getting the contemplation it so rightfully deserves within academic discourse and indeed the public psyche. Who cut the Kundana Caves? What technology did they use to cut them? What happened to them, or indeed their knowledge? All questions which we find highly compelling.
Although one would think that the ancient city of Petra, or say the temple of Kailash, would not have much in common, this not due to what is there for one to find hidden in plain sight, however, but rather through a lens built over many years of them all described in very particular ways, and indeed all claimed as having been built within a very specific, yet often completely separate timeline. It is as if they're an event lost within Earth's history, a hidden secret chapter whose evidence for said existence lay ignored yet all around us. For if one suspends this implanted narrative for one moment, they would see that these ancient accomplishments, although separated by continents and oceans, share the same now seemingly impossible characteristics, and were in truth once created by the same people, either of the same place, or as a worldwide seafaring tribe, one who, along with undoubtedly trading goods, shared their knowledge, their technological achievements, and most crucially of all, their lost tools, techniques, machines, and methodology for building such grand structures. With almost the entirety of the funded mainstream academic world, and indeed nearly all of the developed world's curriculums, designed to teach one what to think about these places, and not how. For if one were taught how, they would see temples throughout the ancient world, all once cut from the solid bedrock of Earth. liberating structures of simply mind-meltingly accurate detail and proportions. Bringing to life people, animals, elephants, and tigers, all etched and carved from what was once a gigantic block of stone. These same capabilities of now lost stone cutting, once shared worldwide, thus places such as that of Petra, although lacking the same religious iconography and themes found throughout ancient Indias, for example, still the work of these same tools and technologies, and indeed quite possibly the same builders. The seemingly impossible accuracy in which Petra was once exhumed, again from solid rock, and again with exquisite detail and symmetry. These are the same high technologies from the same age used by the same global civilization, the only difference being the intent and style of those using these machines. It is not the decoration or excruciating detail exhibited upon the ancient ruins within India, for example, which separates it from the world. On the contrary, it is these tools and their marks which connects it to the wider lost ancient world at large. Regardless of the intended themes found upon and throughout these structures themselves, but the precision and the seeming ease in which they once carved from the solid rock itself, which is evidence of this now lost stone-cutting technology. It is as if whoever responsible for all of these ancient wonders were indeed in possession of a wide number of high-precision, highly advanced machines, with some places such as the Barabar Caves, as but one perfectly preserved prehistoric example, exhibit such eye-wateringly accurate finishes as to suggest that their initial construction may have involved laser lining or even laser cutting technology. However, as mentioned, it is not just Petra or the many wonders of ancient India we can link to technologies which a now lost civilization were in possession of. There are countless sites, ruins, buildings, but in particular statues found globally, which were all once hewn from the rock, all purportedly many thousands of years ago, yet with seemingly perfect ease and precision. We continue to be told that the countless identifiable and connecting features, tool marks, and apparent impossible capabilities exhibited at these many sites separated by vast oceans and dated to wildly different ages came about on their own, isolated and by chance, arriving at the same solutions to accomplish said feats. We are told this, even though we haven't even been able to figure out how they even did most of the things which are, as mentioned, all claimed as separate achievements. Thus, in conclusion, the fact that nobody seems to be able to explain how one achieved such great stone-cutting accuracy within Petra, Kailash Temple, or even all over our planet is compelling evidence in and of itself that they all, if not, the work of the same civilization, the work of differing coexisting and trading civilizations who were once incredibly advanced, yet, at some point within Earth's history, abruptly and mysteriously vanished. What happened to Earth's ancient super-civilization? What happened to their stone-cutting machines? I find the possibilities highly compelling. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to support my controversial research here upon YouTube. Thank you. It is difficult to grasp the sheer size of this gargantuan ancient masterpiece without one first coming face to face with it. Truly a sight to behold, and although long claimed as Roman architecture, is in reality a seemingly impossible feat of ancient engineering. Its builders once incorporating blocks such as those located within the trilithon, or that of the pink Aswan columns, each a perfectly cut singular piece of granite of weights upwards of 1,000 tons quarried and transported from thousands of kilometers away to where they stand today. How did they build with such gigantic stones? How did they move them into place? How can academia be trusted to give us an accurate dating of these structures? Indeed, an accurate account of who constructed them, when to this day, we simply have no idea how one would go about setting such ginormous stones aloft one another. There are many clues and identifiable features hidden throughout this ancient plateau of giants, which clearly indicate and will eventually lead you to the same conclusion as I in regards to who and indeed when these structures were really constructed. One of which being what we know today as ashlar stones. These clearly visible, yet often tucked away stones, are found in many areas of Baalbek in particular, with them most abundant within the upper levels of the temple ruins, which, although claimed as having been built within recorded history, I will in an upcoming video reveal to you all that these not only an identifiable feature in regards to a lost civilization's work, which, along with the aforementioned impossible megaliths often found nearby, or like that of the metallic clamping technology, not only all now revealed to be features found worldwide, but although currently argued as pure coincidence that these technologies and innovations arose globally without contact, are in fact the very proof needed to link all of these sites together, revealing they in fact once all the work of the same people. With the ashlar stones, as you will see, quite possibly an original trademark of this now lost civilization's work. Yet, for now, I digress. For the feature and indeed question of tonight's video, how did they once produce these mammoth ancient blocks? Are the tool marks which can be found still exhibited upon some of the once hidden megaliths a clue to the type of machines once used to hewn these gigantic stones from the earth? Which, similar to the many diagonal scars found throughout Egypt, Petra, Japan, Turkey, and so on, once made by the same ancient machines. Each cut equally spaced and creating enigmatic crescents measuring some 2 meters in length, as if whatever they were once using to extract these stones was some kind of gigantic ancient boring machine. It is not clear whether this same tool or machine, creating both the circular and diagonal, finishes now identified at so many ancient rock cut sites worldwide, with the circular motion just utilized due to the size of the stone, for in many other areas where enormous megaliths, and sometimes even entire temples, have once somehow been carved straight from solid bedrock, such as those within India, or the massive megalithic quarry of Yangshan, for example, all exhibit these varying yet clearly similar scars. However, although the grooves left by these mysterious contraptions are often of the exact same spacing, the direction in which the tool moves across the rock strangely differs from place to place. Perhaps these technologies shared, thus just like that of the metal clamping technology, or indeed just like that of shared global modern technologies, differ in style and design dependent upon their geographical location. Could these scars be proof of not only incredibly powerful, advanced ancient high technology, technologies once used in the creation of these incredible structures, but perhaps they even had access to vehicular technology capable of lifting and transporting these megaliths from the vast distances they often originated from? Finally, and I feel one of the most compelling surviving pieces of evidence in support of the existence of these ancient machines, a predictably little known and thus little studied site which can be found hidden away within Italy, found amongst the many cyclopean and polygonal walls. It is simply known within the antiquarian community as the Corkscrew Quarry. This enormous piece of ancient rock once cleanly cut, indeed just like what is found within Baalbek, into the shape of a giant corkscrew, perhaps as a test bed. Yet regardless of why it was created, whatever was able to make such a cut to such an enormous scale, clear evidence of how powerful the technologies of lost ancient civilizations once were. Who do you think built Baalbek? Do you believe gigantic machines and now lost high technology existed upon our planet many thousands of years ago? I find the evidence to suggest that this may indeed have been the case, highly compelling.